Hey guys, what's up? So today in this video I will be teaching you how to solve the 3x3 blindfoldedly. Solving 3x3 blindfolded is pretty easy. You just need to memorize some letters like this. Okay, the method I will be teaching you is Old Pochmann, in short called OP. So we would be using the method for both our edges as well as our corners. So what we do in 3x3 blindfolded is we memorize a letter for each sticker on the cube except the corner stickers, and we normally use the Speffz letter scheme to name the letters of each sticker. So the Speffz letter scheme for edges goes like this: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, just clockwise, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, and on yellow, U, V, W, X. And for our corners, it goes like this: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X. So before we start, I would like to tell you that when we memorize corners, what we do is that we memorize two letters in a pair, and then with the two letters we make a word. For example, this is B, so this is B, and then this is G. So BG was the first word you get in mind. Just make a picture of that in your mind. I think that would be bag for most. So remembering bag, and then you just execute it. Now, before we start 3x3 blindfolded, I would like to tell you that first what we do is that first we memorize the corners and then we memorize the edges, and then if we have odd number of edges as well as the odd number of corners, we do the parity. I will show the parity example at the end. Then what we do is that we then solve the edges first, and then if we have a parity, do the parity, and then do the corners. And if we have edge flips or corner twists like this, I would show you in the tutorial, so watch it. So first let me tell you this: the buffer of corners is E and the target is V. So we bring each and every required sticker to V. If U like this, if it's K, I say K, so we do this something like this, and then we do the swapping algorithm. Swapping algorithm is like this: it's just a Y Perm without the F moves. So it goes like this. And this swaps this and this, but it also swaps these two. There aren't any special cases for corners in Old Pochmann. I still use Old Pochmann for my 3x3 blindfolded solves. I will provide a whole list of setup moves in the description if you have any problem. So see the description if you have any problem. Scramble the cube with white top and green front on this algorithm, and then we would be something in this position. So this is just a corner example. So we will first memorize the sticker on the buffer. So if you see here, this is the U, and on U's place this is N, which goes here, and this is W, which is right here, and in this place it is X, and this is, I think, I, and our cycle ends here. So now what we do is that we just start a new cycle. So if you look correctly, the V and this two centers are not solved. we haven't memorized these centers yet. So let's memorize V first, because it doesn't have any setup moves. So this is V, then C, then P. So that's an even number of corners. So what we do is that we just bring the required sticker. First, this is U. This is a move of U is like this. This is D, and then do the swapping algorithm like this, and then the next letter is N. So the setup move to N is like this. Then it's W. Then it's X, which is D2. Then I. And as I told you earlier, all the corners are solved except these three. So now the next letter is V, and then the C, and then P. So that's it. However, if you end up with something like this, what you do is that you memorize that if we rotate it something like this, like in this way, in the clockwise direction, it would be white on top. So now let me tell you this: if we rotate clockwise, we need to do the R prime D prime, that algorithm 4 times. And if you do anti-clockwise, in this case like this, anti-clockwise like this. So if you do anti-clockwise, that would take just 2 times. So now let's do it 4 times. 4, and then do a U2 to bring this here, and then again reverse. So this is how you would just do the corner twists. However, if you have 3 corner twists like this, what you do is that you bring all the 3 corner twists in the same layer like this. In this case, if you do a R, that would bring all the 3 corner twists in this position, and then we need to do either 4 times or twice. So in this case it's anti-clockwise, so we need to do 2 times, again 2 times, again 2 times. That would be 6. So now let's do it. Then again, and then reverse. So that's it. Now let's go for edges. In Old Pochmann, for edges, our buffer is B and our target is D, and the swapping algorithm is a T-perm like this. So what it does is that it swaps these two just edges like this. You need to know first that the buffer is swapped with the target, and now what we do to solve any other pieces is that move that sticker up to the target like this, and then we do the T-perm. Let me show you an example. Okay, if you see here is this case. So this letter, first we memorize the letter on the buffer. So this is E, and this one is actually L, and this is the B, which is the buffer. So our memorization stops right here. So the letters are E and L. So first we would do the setup move to E. The setup move of E is like this. I will provide a whole list of setup move in the description. And now after we have set up this up, we have done the T-perm, and then again what we do is that we undo the setup move like this. And now this is L. So what we do is that the setup move to L is pretty easy like this, and then we do is that we just do a T-perm like this. That's it. No need to worry, I will provide a whole list of setup moves in the description. Scramble this with white top and green front. So this is an edge only example. So let's memorize the letters first. So this sticker right on the buffer is D, and this one is J, which goes here, and this is I, which is right here, and now this one is W, which goes right here, and this is U, and this one is M, but we cannot swap with M as it's the buffer. So now what we do is that we just make a new cycle. So our last letter was U, right? U. So now let's start a new cycle with a simple setup move one. So if the setup move to L is pretty easy, like this just. So let's memorize L, U, and then L. So this one is Q, and this is G, and this one is O, L again. So now I think we have solved all except this one. This is a flipped piece, and at the end I would be teaching you how to solve this type of things. So first is D, which is just a simple setup move, D, then J, which setup move is like this, and I, then W, which is like this, now U, which is like this. So now time to do a new cycle. So L, and the piece on L is actually Q, so we swap to Q like this, and then again this one is G. So what we do for G is like this. Now sorry O, and at last L again. So now if you can see here, these are the two flipped edge. So if you see something like this, what you do is a pretty easy thing. You just rotate it something like this, and then place these two edges for like this, in like this, and then you either hold it like this or either hold it like this. You do this algorithm, and then again undo the setup move first, and that will solve it. Now parity example. So this is really important. This is what we call the parity. If you really know how to solve the 4x4, you must know what is the parity. So there is also a parity in 3x3 blind. When we have an odd number of edges as well as an odd number of corners, we do have a parity. That means that you must know that to solve the edges, we need to do a T-perm, which solve these two as well as these two corners. So when we have an odd number of edges, when we do the last T-perm, these two corners remain swapped. And another thing to keep in mind is that when we do the swapping algorithm for corners, these two corners get swapped obviously, and as well as these two edges get swapped. So we need to swap these two as well as these two, and if you look clearly, that's the RA perm we need to solve. So after memorizing the edges, we just need to do the RA perm. So if you don't know how to do RA perm, see the algorithm above. I do it like this. You can do anything of your own. You can do any algorithm of RA perm on your own. So that's it. Now let's do an example solve. So this is an example solve for 3x3 blind. Scramble is right above. Scramble with white top and green front. So what we do at first is that first we will memorize the corners and then the edges, and then if you have an odd number of edges as well as an odd number of corners, we do the parity algorithm. And please note that if you have even number of edges and odd number of corners, your memorization is definitely wrong, because in triple blind that doesn't exist right like that. You must have an even number of corners and edges, or you have an odd number of corners and edges. And if you have odd number of corners and edges, you do the parity algorithm after solving the edges, and then after parity algorithm do the corners. So that's it. So let's start memorization. So this is G and this is B. So GB goblin, this is MK Mike, a goblin named Mike. O has an O fish, and we reach our buffer, and I think we solved pretty much all the corners. And if you see right here, our corner is twisted, so it means that we need to do the R prime D prime D algorithm, and this corner hasn't also ended up with E. So you memorize like this. What you do is that you just move like this, and then if this corner we move it clockwise, then the white will be on top. So this one will be 4, and if one is 4, the other one will be 2 for sure, if you have just 2 corner twists. And if you have 3 corner twists, the both 2 will be 4. So now let's memorize the edges. So this is K. Now this goes to here, which is W, so Q, and this goes to here, which is the buffer again, so we don't memorize this letter, so Q. And then we just start a new cycle right here. Let's do it with D, because there are no setup moves. DC, Q in Washington DC, VG, Raj, then LE, Bridgely. You can use audios like this, Rich or Lee, to memorize the edges, letters of edges too. Lee. Then is do a new cycle right here. Do it with R, because the setup move is pretty easy right here. R, and this is N, Ran, again R. So we do have our number of edges as well as our number of corners. So after solving the edges, we will be doing a parity. So let's do the edges first. Q, W, then B, then B, J, bridge. LE, so LE, then R, then it's N, and that's it. So if you can look here, these 2 corners are just swapped, so we need to do a parity right here. I use this algorithm for Perm right here above. You can also use another Perm. So that's it. Now what we do is that we just solve the corners. So first one was G, remember goblin, named Mike, has a fish of O. And now remember what we did, rotate right here and then 4 times and then again. So that's it. So that's it, guys. Quick tip is you can just swap the letter X with Z. What I mean is that instead of memorizing X, you can just memorize Z, because You know, the making words with Z is pretty easy than making words with X. So that's a tip. And if you want to be faster, you should use M2 for edges as well as Roscoe for corners. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and share my channel. Special thanks to Morever. Thank you.